Let me ask you, does the great unknown make you feel uneasy during the filmmaking process? Are you enthusiastic to the point you may not be best prepared in following a game plan? It's something to think about. The truth is, identifying if you fit either one of these two categories is important because all too often something gets overlooked: protecting yourself. And the most common things I've seen so many aspiring content creators and filmmakers sidestep have to do with protecting one's intellectual property. I'm going to share with you the 3 types of intellectual property law many young filmmakers fail to fully understand in his or her first years, and in doing so, they totally miss the importance of protecting their intellectual property. And for young aspiring content creators and filmmakers joining the ranks of the new Hollywood generation, this directly applies to you. All that and more coming up. Welcome to Hollywood Unapologetic. My name is Orlando Delbert. I wanted to speak a little bit about filmmaking essentials, the 3 types of intellectual property protections, and how it applies to the new Hollywood generation. I should mention before we get into it, I first wrote about some of what we're about to touch upon, success in filmmaking and life, and how it applies as part of the new Hollywood generation when I was writing Pollyanna's Tear-Soaked Battlefields of Hollywood, a survival guide against the cynicism and the hypocritical. We want to know your questions, comments, and idea suggestions you may have. Please write them below. Leave a thumbs up if you like what you see. Make sure to click on the subscribe button. Click that bell so you don't miss anything. Be sure to check out the videos in the playlist. New to film production? Start here. Be sure to watch all the way through. We're going to speak about a lot of things as part of being best prepared. Remember, preparation is the key to you and your project's success. Filmmaking involves a lot of moving parts. There's no question about it. For many aspiring filmmakers and content creators, jumping into the great unknown may make one apprehensively uneasy. I've witnessed some make up excuses of why not to create plans for themselves to follow. Others do the exact opposite of what needs to be done to secure financing or a distribution deal. And it could be simple things like a follow-up thank you or looking forward to sitting down with your phone call. There's so many little things that can and do happen that self-sabotage a project's and one's success. Of course, this isn't true with everyone. Of course it isn't. But even with the most gung-ho and talented creative artisans out there, no level of enthusiastic intentions and positive eagerness can replace being best prepared and following a game plan. I mention this because one of the most common things I've seen so many aspiring content creators and filmmakers sidestep have to do with protecting one's intellectual property. Yes, it feels good seeing one's project get finished. Yes, it feels good being able to have a premiere in a theater with friends and colleagues. No, it does not feel good when someone with a lot more resources than you do sidelines your project and runs with your idea and even with your finished project. This can happen at any stage during the life of any given project. It's happened to many producers I know that have worked with personally, as well as the dozens of projects I have been part of myself. The common theme is regardless of the level of protection that has been put in place, at some point of the deal-making process, the producer, in more cases with inexperienced creators, either overlooks a detail or not even considers something at all. It is in your best interest to first acknowledge that your project is in the eyes of any production company and producers, motion picture studio, television network, distributor, or anyone outside of your immediate circle, as every project that comes across their desk can potentially make them money. And the better the packaging is put together, the more money can be made. This one point is the biggest hurdle I've seen so many young filmmakers fail to get past in his or her first few years. And in doing so, they totally miss the importance of protecting their intellectual property. The first of the 3 types of protections within intellectual property law is the ownership of copyrights. Copyrights protect your original works. If you write a screenplay or a book, write and compose music for a film, create software used in the editing or special effects end, and of course the creation of your film itself, you own the copyright. Having copyright ownership means you can grant exclusive rights to reproduce and distribute your work, allow others to create works that are derivative of yours, as well as to show or perform your work publicly. This is the primary mode of the 3 types of intellectual property protection for filmmakers and any content creators actually. Copyright law allows creatives to monetize his or her work. Without copyright law, you and I would not be able to make a living as an artist, and the whole business of show would not be a $1 billion a year industry. I should mention, filmmakers could copyright his or her scripts and screenplays, the characters, the stage direction of your project, and all design work including what's on stage or to be captured on camera, as well as the promotional material. And it's important to note, for your works to be federally protected, it must be registered. What that means is your finished work you want to sell, publish, and distribute needs to be registered to be protected under federal copyright law. This is a lot to consider. and I've seen countless creatives not protect his or her work, to get caught up in the excitement to get their work out to the world, and all too often have their work stolen from them. You can look at the industry trade magazines to find mentions of lawsuits because this happens almost every single day, and it's up to you to protect yourself and your work. I'll get into the other two key types right after. Does my speaking about copyright law make sense? Does copyright protection for your creative works make sense? Does understanding how copyright law allows creatives to monetize his or her work make sense? If it does, write hashtag New Hollywood Generation in the comments below. That's hashtag New Hollywood Generation. The second of the three types of protections within intellectual property law is the ownership of a trademark. A trademark is a method of identification for any goods or services. Your production company's or film's logo, for example, or a word or phrase in a specific font, and any associated symbols can be used as a trademark. For any filmmaker building up a brand, the use of trademarks is essential because it shows people where the brand comes from and its ownership. Remember, people identify with a storyline they can relate to, but oftentimes they remember the brand first. Oprah Winfrey is a great example of this. Many people like her of a topic because they related to she spoke about on her long-running show, The Oprah Winfrey Show, but forget she used to host People Are Talking in Baltimore, or even hosted her own morning show in Chicago. They remember the O as the show's logo. And of course, some people forget her role in The Color Purple, where she was nominated for Best Actress in a Supporting Role. Trademarks don't require a federal registration. It's protected under common law right away. But if you are seeking to enforce it, which means if you want to monetize your work on a large scale and want to be protected, you should register it. The third of the three types of protections within intellectual property law is the ownership of patents. If you create a tool or something that you invented to help your filmmaking, you can file for a patent. Patents grant their owners an exclusive right up to 20 years on their design. What this means is the published patent documentation must allow someone of ordinary skill to be able to make and use your invention. Utility, design, and plant are the three types of patents. The first two are the most useful for filmmakers and content creators. The utility patent protects the way an invention can be used and how it works. The design patent protects the way an invention looks. The utility patent is something any filmmakers creating his or her own tools or ways to carry equipment and gear more efficiently can consider. If you're able to come up with a way to make your task easier by means of something you design and engineers, creating a new device or a new method to produce to making the filmmaking process better, it can be patented. If you can make something that improves the filmmaking process, it can be patented. I myself have worked with proprietary hardware and software for many years. When tools created for special effects, 3D animation, compositing, green screening and lighting systems, color correction, and so many other processes involved in the digital and practical side of the production workflow, technologies were created. Hardware was designed and manufactured, software was written, and all of this has patents attached to it. I know for many of you watching this may seem like a bit of information to think about all at once. And in saying this, I have a challenge for you. My challenge to you is I want you to look at what you're currently working on now and see how you can protect your creative works. Look at your screenplays, your show bibles, your set designs and advertising art and logos. Look at anything and everything you have created that you think may fall under intellectual property. And take that list and see which of the three types of protections I've mentioned that each individual item falls under. This episode is a starting point to help you gather information to help better protect you and your projects. I didn't include any of that information here because the information may have changed by the time you're watching this. Once you have your lists organized, you can look at the individual criteria of each one of the federal offices online and get those balls rolling. Set a goal, make a plan, and just do it. One more thing. Part of the New Hollywood Generation, others just like you are asking the same questions of themselves. You are not alone. We're all in it together. If you enjoyed the content, please subscribe and click on the bell to know when we have more for you. And more episodes are coming. Please share with someone you know who may find what we just spoke about today beneficial. Like if you like what you see, dislike if you don't. Let us hear from you. Are you going to use what we discussed today? Yes or no? Let us know in the comments below. Please consider what I offered you today and consider what your role is as a new generation of content creators. And feel free to take advantage of other members in the New Hollywood Generation community. We're all here to grow together and to help one another. If there is a subject you want to know more about or just want to say hi, please do. These episodes are designed to not only offer information to those who want to succeed in the entertainment space, but also a fostering of a community of new content creators of a new generation. the New Hollywood Generation. We have a strong group on Twitter. Come join the New Hollywood Generation and meet some fellow filmmakers and content creators. As members of the New Hollywood Generation, take the time to assess what your short-term and long-term goals are. Make a plan, take a breath, go for it. You can do it once you believe you can. You ready for the challenge? If you're looking for filmmaking for beginners, Filmmaking 101, and for some filmmaking tips on how to want to be a filmmaker, make sure to click on the subscribe button. Click that bell so you don't miss anything. Looking for how-to filmmaking essentials? Be sure to check out the videos in the playlist. New to film production? Start here. Think of this channel as a film crash course, filmmaking crash course, and an introduction to filmmaking entrepreneurship to build the skills needed well beyond just how to succeed Hollywood and beyond whatever discussions other how-to film school, how-to indie filmmaking in general, how-to film industry channels just don't talk about. The whys you truly need to know to help you grow as a thought leader in life, the entertainment industry, and how it applies as part of the New Hollywood Generation is in this video series and in the Pollyanna's Tear-Soaked Battlefields of Hollywood, a survival guide against the cynicism and the hypocritical series of books, links below. Remember, preparation is the key to you and your project's success. Ready?